You're watching San Francisco Rising with Chris Manners. Today's special guest is Phil Ginsburg.
Hi, I'm Chris Manners, and you're watching San Francisco Rising, the show that's focused on restarting, rebuilding, and reimagining our city. Our guest today is Phil Ginsburg, the General Manager of the San Francisco Recreation and Parks Department, and he's with us to talk about new parks, music, and other recent developments across the city. Mr. Ginsburg, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Christopher. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's nice to see you again.
I think the last time was during the pandemic and virtual, so it feels really good to be back here in beautiful McLaren Lodge in Golden Gate Park.
Indeed. So, before we get into specifics, let's start with a broad question. How can the San Francisco park system play a part in our city's overall economic recovery?
Well, our park system has been playing a really important role throughout the pandemic. Parks were here when San Franciscans frankly needed them most. It was a place where people could still gather, where they could care for their mental health, care for their physical health, have some sense of community and some sense of place during a really, really weird time. And now that things are, reopening and we're trying to figure out how to recover, parks are going to continue to play a really significant role. People are out and people are having a good time. There are all kinds of special events happening in our parks, all kinds of concerts. The weather is good. So I think that the best way that parks play a role in our economic recovery is to motivate people to come to our city from other places and to motivate our own residents to get out and enjoy themselves.
Well, it was exciting to hear that we've recently opened a new park and there's another one coming along. Can you tell us what's special about these two new projects?
Sure. Well, San Francisco is really going through, I think, a bit of a park renaissance. We just recently opened Francisco Park, which is just a magnificent property that sits on top of an old reservoir dating back to the gold rush and has just tremendous views of the Golden Gate Bridge and the bay, and it's a place where you can bring your kids. There's a really cool playground. You can bring your dog. There's an amazing dog park. There's a tremendous meadow where you could watch the fireworks, Fog Willing, Fleet Week. We've got community gardens. It's just such an incredibly unique space, and we're very proud of it. And then right down the road in a few years, we're going to be very pleased to welcome everybody to India Basin. India Basin is in the Bayview in the southeast part of our city along the southern waterfront, 1.7 miles of continuous waterfront that until very recently has been underutilized and underfulfilled in a community that needs this space the most. India Basin is really, in many respects, a Crissy Field type moment for the Bayview and for the southeastern part of San Francisco. It is going to be San Francisco's next great and arguably one of its most important parks.
That's fantastic. Now, we also have a great history of having concerts in our parks. Can you touch on some of this year's upcoming highlights?
Upcoming and ongoing. This is something I'm particularly excited about. I don't think there's ever been more music in San Francisco's parks than there is right now. So let's go around the city and talk about music. Stern Grove is in its 85th concert season, back after the pandemic, in this just fabulously treasured meadow, free concerts all summer long. Here in Golden Gate Park, at the Bandshell, in the Music Concourse, we have free concerts happening 4 days a week. Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. We have singer-songwriter Wednesdays. We've got jazz and soul on Fridays. We've got community performances on Saturdays of all different kinds. And on Sundays, we've got reggae. It's really extraordinary. And of course, later this summer, we're so pleased to welcome back Outside Lands for an exciting 3 days and 3 nights of incredible concerts, incredible food, and community. As we go across the city, we've got some wonderful performances happening in the Jerry Garcia Amphitheatre in McLaren Park this year, including Jerry Day, a very special Jerry Day coming back to the amphitheater. We, on June 21st, We had Make Music Day with buskers appearing all over the city in our parks, in Civic Center, on the Marina Green, again in Golden Gate Park. It's been a great time for music, and it ties into this recovery and this tremendous energy where we're all feeling. And anybody who says San Francisco is struggling just needs to hang out in our park system, where there is joy and beauty and inspiration every single day.
So, the San Francisco Board of Supervisors recently passed legislation to make JFK Drive in Golden Gate Park permanently car-free. How have our residents responded?
San Francisco residents have responded so positively. Families, bicyclists, joggers, people with dogs, people from every corner of San Francisco have really discovered that JFK Promenade is such a treasure. It's a place, it enhances the park so much. Imagine a beautiful day in the park, and whether on foot or on bike, you're strolling down JFK, you pass the skate-in place on 6th Avenue, and you head into the music concourse for a free concert or to visit our museums. It's really become so joyous and made Golden Gate Park even that much more extraordinary.
Finally, I've been hearing a lot about two sports that are getting a lot more popular, disc golf and pickleball. Can you tell us about them and where people can practice and play?
I knew you were going there, Christopher. So pickleball, one of the fastest growing sports, a cross between tennis and ping pong, and maybe with a wiffle ball. So think ping pong on a life-size court. It's easy to learn, but it is a skill-based sport. People who are good at it are really good at it, but it's really easy to play. Most importantly, it's fun and super accessible. And so we're trying our best to accommodate the sport's remarkable popularity. We have over 55 courts around San Francisco where you can play pickleball. 11 of them are dedicated just for pickleball. The others are lined for both pickleball and tennis. I think we have 5 or 10 spaces where you can play pickleball indoors, and we're doing our best to keep up with the tremendous popularity of the sport. Disc golf has been with us a little bit longer, but has a beloved and loyal following, and it's only also going to continue to grow in popularity. We opened our first disc golf course in Golden Gate Park back in 2005. And, whether you're an expert at disc golf or a beginner, the idea of chucking a frisbee through America's most beautiful park and then following it, it doesn't really matter what you score. It's just a good excuse to be outside and enjoy a beautiful day in nature.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on the show, Mr. Ginsburg. Thank you for the time you've given us today.
Oh, thank you so much, Christopher. And I hope everybody enjoys summer. Get out and play in San Francisco's parks.
Well, thanks again. And that's it for this episode. We'll be back with another one shortly. You've been watching San Francisco Rising. For SFGovTV, I'm Chris Manners. Thanks for watching.